So, welcome everybody to today's game. We have the conference semifinals. First game of Furami will give an interview if you win versus Fentrana Drifters. And today with me is my commentator Koi. Koi, how you doing?
The battery in my headset is dying.
Oh well.
I'll be back like 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
All right. So, as I said, game one. For Furami, we'll give an interview. We have Jam, and for the Fentrana Drifters, it's Megawatt. And I think we are about to start. Maybe 1 minute.
Okay, I'm here. Hi, what's up? Hello, everyone. I'm Koi. With me is Trix. What's up? What's going on? Who is this? Gem? Megawatt. Okay. All right. No, I'm with you. I'm following. We got rando racing to do. Let's take care of it.
All right. Who do you think you will win?
Gem.
All right. Usually commentators are like, well, this guy's good, but the other one's good as well. And
right. I'm supposed to be impartial. That's right. Well, I mean, honestly, to be honest, like Megawatt and Gem are both amazing runners, but the advantage, the real advantage that Gem has over Megawatt is that Gem is Gem.
All right. Thanks for that explanation.
It's random. It can go either way, and and at this stage, like everyone is so close to each other, it's not like a huge difference or anything. But I think Gem has the advantage here for sure.
All right. Yeah, it's right. We've seen so many awesome games, and also some ties already, and it's always so close. And yeah, it's really fun to watch these players.
You don't really think like Megawatt needs to like play weird or anything to win? Like, definitely not. Like they're close enough that if you just play your own game, you have the best shot at winning.
Yeah.
But if I was Megawatt, I would play weird because Gem is Gem.
All right, and here we go. Both players start at Sanctuary and start with Pieces of Heart. Oh, and by the way, we didn't mention it. It's an open defeat Ganon seed.
Yep, super normal seed. Nothing weird. Wow, they have checked at the same time.
Yeah, and I missed both.
That's pretty. It's so amusing because like you can map check it at literally any time and it's all the same. They happen to do it at the same time. So Gem, being a little more thorough here, gonna go after a extra triple and to check the lumberjack.
And we see oh no.
That is the fire rod, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Chances are pretty high that we'll need it.
So, I mean, it's not like a huge advantage that Gem checked that, because standard play is to just come check it as soon as you have the fire rod. But it can make a difference in like when Gem decides to go do Aga, right? Because like if I have Aga access but I still haven't done South Shore or something, like Gem might just go do Aga because he knows he has to anyway, where Megawatt would put it off.
Yeah, meanwhile Megawatt found his first sword and the bow, and so did Gem. And Megawatt's heading, I think, yeah, he gives us... No, he's going to buy bombs. And maybe he gives us a check. The island, then is just 20 rupees.
Yeah, it looks like both runners going to go buy bombs and then head into Eastern Palace.
Yeah, both runners going the same way. And Megawatt's now heading to Eastern.
Yeah, maybe they wouldn't have done this so soon if they had found bombs somewhere, but, nobody wants to go into Kakariko with no bombs. And this is a crystal dungeon, and we can full clear it, so
exactly.
Why not?
Well, still other logics, since we don't have the lamp, but to be honest, these dark rooms are not the hardest ones.
Yeah, and a good portion of it is still in logic. It was only the end of it that requires the lamp there.
Yeah, exactly. And Green Pen in the swamp.
Okay, so that does confirm we will need the fire rod 100%. So Aga is required. There was a chance before that it was both Skullwoods and TR that were the other pendants, but no worries.
So we see the same routing from both players, which of course makes sense with that early bow. And it's sword as well.
I feel like the commentators know that it's harder to commentate when they do the same things. So they're doing the same things to mess with us.
Yeah. So it's nice we don't have to follow 2 screens.
Yeah, but it's like Megawatt goes into Eastern Palace, he walks to the first chest. Gem right behind, walking into Eastern Palace, goes to the first chest.
And there's the shield, go mode.
Go towards the second chest. Here we go. He turned right. Gem, screen transitioning. Megawatt hits a switch, screen transition. I can't do this. I can't keep that up.
Yeah, maybe you should go doing something like football commentaries. And just the compass, so we have 2 more items, right? What was the first one?
Oh, I don't know. It's too hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
There's too many things. There's too many things happening on the screen. I can't keep up.
No progression. Ah, right, the shield. I even said it. Ah, never mind.
We can talk about like tech and stuff. Here we go. So Megawatt is doing what's known as the Stalfos room. We'll see Gem do it here as well. Probably also going for 2 pots. So in this room, there are actually 4 Stalfos, and they spawn cardinally from your position, north, south, east, and west. And what they do is they go into the room and they hit the spawn trigger at just the right spot so that the north one spawns inside the wall and the south one spawns inside the pot, making it so that only 2 Stalfos spawn. And then they kill the other 2 before they spawn by throwing pots in their general direction, making that room very, very fast.
And here's our first dark room, which is actually... you just can't miss that door.
Yeah, with a sword especially, these dark rooms are pretty trivial.
You're right. Even without these ones, I mean. You just hear the trigger, you hear the door open, you hear it when you pick up the key.
I'm disappointed Megawatt spun his sword there. Oh, okay. Very unusual decision by Megawatt to do that, but it worked out. Like usually you damage boost off the Popo because he only does a quarter heart, and then you take 1 more heart to go into the anti-fairies. But Megawatt purposefully killed the Popo and then grabbed some heart containers and then took 2 hearts off the anti-fairies. But it was a little bit slower and gave Gem an opportunity to catch up here. Yeah, Gem just took the lead through Eastern.
And in the next minute we get our first crystal. It's pretty quick, actually. Sometimes there are seats, especially in Kisanity, where it takes close to an hour to get your first crystal. And now we are not even 10 minutes in the seat. Gem's at his arms fight.
Yeah, we'll see a top right strat here from Gem. Just 5 to the right, and the rest goes straight down. Same strat from Megawatt. So interestingly, this is not the fastest way to kill Armos.
Tell us, what's the fastest way?
The fastest way, I don't know if it has like an actual name. I just call it like the Yuzu strap. And you like, it's really, really weird. But you start like in the middle-ish, and you seemingly fire arrows in random directions, and you kill them like 20 frames faster or something. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, at least you have the bow. If you play Randomizer, sometimes you're only there with a fighter sword.
Yeah, there's only a few players that I know of that do that strategy though, because it is very, very difficult. For a while, it was considered a TAS only. So no surprise in Randomizer, where we don't reset when we make mistakes, that everybody does top right still. Sorry, I'm just looking for things to talk about when they go to the same places. We'll be able to talk more about what's happening now that they're going to different places.
Exactly. Blind Sauda tests. Oh, the boots!
Well, Gem wins. GG.
That's not...
No, nice Megawott will find the boots as well eventually. But it is a little bit of an advantage for Gem to get them earlier.
And the second shield. Yeah, Megawott will definitely find his boots. Never seen a seat where you skip blind side out. And Gem's going to Kakariko well. Finds Master Sword. That's nice. And 10 more bombs. The mirror. Flu mail. And a piece of art. Oh, Megawott finds the hammer and the flute! Well, and the gloves.
That's actually right? Significant. I was thinking, man, Megawatt's just falling further and further behind because Gem gets the boots here. He gets the Master Sword, so his mini Mold Armcade's going to be faster. What's Megawatt going to do? Well, Megawatt's just going to find the flute and activate it on his first trip to Kakariko. Gem's going to have to walk back like a slow-moving turtle person.
Yeah, pretty stacked at this point. I mean, it's only 10 minutes, and look what we already have. Enough magic. Is it easy mode?
Not only the flute, but he will also do the powder on his first trip to Kakariko.
Just the blue boomerang on the library. We won't take this.
Alright, Gem will surely head to South Shore now to follow Megawatt and get the gloves and flute. Meanwhile, Megawatt headed into Kakariko to activate said flute and find, all that other stuff, like the boots.
And we'll already have access to the mountain, which is also a pretty dense place.
I'm using what's known as mirror block erase to get through this a little faster. It's actually really easy. You just use the mirror while you're pushing a block. And it just disappears, like it was never there.
But you can only do it in the Japanese version, right?
Yeah, I believe it's 1.0 only. Gem, being a little more thorough than Megawatt, headed over to Agina just to check this before it becomes impossible to make the decision to come here. Oh, that's funny. I've never seen anybody do super speed to get to Agina before.
Oh, let's see what he finds there. It's a bit an isolated check, but
very much like Ice Straw Cave in that regard, just to the west instead of the east. It's just one of those checks where if you don't do it like early, it's very, very difficult to find a time where it feels convenient to route it in again.
Yeah, it's better if you have the flute, but Gem doesn't have it. But is about to pick it up. Maybe a minute.
Am I crazy? Does the tracker not have BugNet?
Yeah. I think we found it. The bottle when they gave it to us, right?
No. I mean like the tracker though, like the actual tracker. Does it not have a BugNet spot? I never noticed that before.
You're right.
I've comped how many races on SpeedGaming? I've never seen a BugNet, and I never noticed it.
That's mean. I like the bugnet.
What about when they play swordless? Is it still not there even when they're doing swordless? All right, that's weird. That's weird.
Megawatt's giving us the powder check. No fake powder necessary today. We also don't have the mushroom. But no need, since we have the powder.
Now, of course, the BugNet has absolutely no use or value or anything at all in this race today. But there are modes where it does, so that's why I thought it was weird.
Well, of course you can use it to catch fairies, but you don't see that very often, especially at that stage of the tournament.
Yeah, the more comfortable you are with your execution, the less often you find yourself going out of the way for safeties like that. And, you know, these guys are. This is the end of our tournament, so all these guys are the best, the best.
Ooh, wrong cane, but the blue cane. So we could check Spy Cave if we would have that Moon Pearl. It's pretty nice to have flute and boots that early. It makes routing so much quicker.
Yeah, definitely. And in addition to just the time it saves, it makes the seed feel nicer. Like I know I'm a lot less prone to frustration when I have nice items like the boots.
Yeah, it seems like a quite nice seed so far. Well, we have the Firewort which locked behind the Aga, but still pretty stacked.
So Megawatt going after the mountain here. Megawatt still has not seen the Lumberjack. Hasn't had an opportunity to go over there. Having a little trouble with the spin speed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna give it up there. Wow.
And on Spectacle Rock, just 10 arrows and insight. Just a piece of heart. We won't grab that.
Now, the standard play is for whenever Megawatt goes to do Bonk Rocks and or King's Tomb, he will also check Lumberjack, and he'll find out about the Fire Rod then. And it looks unlikely for Aga to be our Dark World access at this point. We're just a Moon Pearl away. But Moon Pearl in the Pyramid isn't impossible, I guess.
Yeah, I've already seen it. It's not nice.
It's just really, 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 really unlikely.
And we're able to finish Hera. But it's a pendant, right? Ah, no, it's...
No, it's Crystal.
Ah, it's Crystal, right. Oh, even the red Crystal. So no Hera pot today without the hookshot.
That was pretty swaggy for Megawatt, the strat he did there. Looked like he spun himself into the door. Map check.
Oh, blue pattern is Meyer. Just the map for Megawatt.
Yeah, it was Green Swamp, Blue Mire, and then the other red crystal over at Turtle Rock.
Megawatt straight heading to Maldom. Oh, when did he find the sword?
Like 2 seconds ago.
Oh,
Megawatt is going to make short work of Caterpie there.
Oh, I totally missed the temper.
Now he'll never evolve into Metapod. Megawatt, how could you? We did get 2 items though, right? I believe we got 2 items.
Yeah. There's a temper. I think there's one item in the basement, right?
I don't know, that's why I was asking you. There is a fire-locked item? Okay. Alright, chat helping us out. This is why I love commentating, because I don't actually have to pay attention. Chat just corrects me anytime I say something wrong anyway.
Thank you, guys.
I just say something wrong on purpose, and then I find out what the truth is.
But I can tell you the truth that we have on the floating island the shovel. In case you missed it. Oh, and there's the Moon Pearl. So,
yep. Alright, we'll be Dark World access there in Spiral Cave. Of course, Megawatt will continue on and check Paradox Cave because 7 items, why wouldn't you?
And we can also make use of the mirror here, making the block disappear. And 7 more checks for Megawatt here. Ether. We do not know if ether is required, but could be. Shiny rule. Butter sword.
All the swords.
Yeah. Piece of heart and another piece of heart. 20 minutes in the seed and 4 swords. So the question is when they're going to do Aga to take the fire rod.
Looks like Megawatt's headed to the Dark World here at Village of Outcasts. If he goes north, he'll probably end up doing the boots checks and find out about his fire rod. But without the fire rod, like, it's often like you don't even want to go north. Like, you just go straight south into Thieves Town. I think either direction would be very understandable for Megawatt here.
Yeah, definitely.
He does his map check. And he is going south. No Skullwoods, no boots checks here. Just straight into the Crystal Dungeons.
Yeah, it makes sense because you don't want to double tip Skullwoods. Well, he doesn't know where the fire rod is, but chances are not very high that the fire rod is in Skullwoods. And there are only 2 items. And just 10 arrows.
Gem immediately going for Spike Cave. I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
So the one concern here is Mitz and Spike Cave. If Mitz are in Spike Cave, it's the last thing Megawatt ever does in this game, right? Because he has no reason to come back up here for a single one slow check. So Gem realizes this possibility and says, let's make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we'll be... I think he will rather dip Pen Dungeons before going back to Spy Cave.
Like, it's probably not the Mets. Okay, so it's not the Mets. It's not a big deal. But the possibility was there, and Jim playing a little more conservatively, I think, so far. Definitely going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Meanwhile, Megawatt found his first bottle, so we can finally check the secret. And it's pretty easy after Thief Town with the mirror. And they're both going different ways. Jam's going to check Hype Cave. How much Hype Cave do you expect? I mean, we already found a lot of stuff.
We don't have that much stuff.
Yeah. Well, to make it really hype them... Oh, okay. Start with a cane.
Just the cane.
But it's a pretty good find, as we know it will be required for Turtle Rock.
Yeah. For the time being, though, it is nothing.
Yeah, right. And Megawatt won't miss it, because who skips Hype Cave?
I do. Not on purpose, just because I'm stupid.
And Stompy has just 20 rupees for us. I really like to see that we have so much opportunities in the beginning, because there's still so many locations we can actually access but not have seen yet. I mean, we haven't... Oh, there's the lamp. We haven't even seen Escape. The Sorrow area, nobody was already there, so...
Alright, so Gem now has, full logical access to Aga 1. He has plenty of items to make it really, really fast. When does he go do it? He's the only one so far who even has the knowledge that it's required. I expect him to do it right after Dig Game, honestly. I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah, me too. He definitely needs the Fire Rod, he knows where it is, so... Why not go for it? And with the Butter Sword, it's just a piece of cake.
Gem disagrees.
Oh,
okay.
He's going to pot.
Maybe, like, finish pod and then walk over there? And then he can get Pyramid on the way?
Yeah, it would also be a good decision. And Megawatt's on his blind fight. Which
Again,
is...
It's also entirely possible that he forgot he saw the Fire Rod, but, that's probably not what happened.
I don't think so.
I think he's planning to pair it with the Pyramid.
Yeah, it's a good play. It's a good play.
The fastest way to get to Pyramid is to come from the pod area.
Megawatt finished blind. Pretty nice fight, but there was no progression in Thieves Town. Maybe on the bottle, and he's going to check it.
You never really feel bad about Crystal Thieves Town being empty, because like even in a Miracle Seed where you got to go mode Thieves, like you can't really go mode Thieves. You skip like 2 chests, maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah, and since you have to do it anyway, so it doesn't really matter if there's progression or not. And C-shaped house, just with a piece of heart as well.
And Megawatt headed south here. to do Dig Game and continue on over to Hype Cave. The only thing over here, though, is just that Canis Maria.
Yeah, and the lamp.
Oh, yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
Which is decidedly less useful for Megawatt because he does not know about Agawon just yet.
Yeah.
But it will drive him into Pod, I'm sure.
So no items yet, and pot. Only keys, but we need them. Not all of them actually, because these players are able to do the hammer jump.
Oh, Gem! What happened?
But I really like that glitch.
There we go. We call that the Pog Clip, or the Stair Launch, or Extended Stair Climb, or whatever. I don't know. There's lots of names for it.
You got a favorite glitch?
A favorite glitch?
Yeah, favorite.
I like duping the big bomb.
Ah, alright. That's boring.
Wait, it's not boring. I like the. There's always somebody in my stream who's never seen it before, and I'll drop the big bomb behind me and start dashing, and they're like, "Koi, the big bomb, you dropped it," and I'm like, "What big bomb? I don't know what you're talking about." I think that's a lot of fun.
Jam's going into the dark maze. Makes way more fun if you have the lamp there. Although it's for these runners, it's no problem.
Oh, okay. So Megawatt headed over to Pyramid instead of into Pod. So this is a little unfortunate because he would have been able to pair this with Agawon if he found out about Agawon before coming here. But like, there's no way he does Agawon here.
Yeah.
He will mirror and do Front of Escape, which we have not seen yet.
And Jam finds the cape.
The cape?
Yeah, the cape, which has absolutely zero value for us.
Well, it is. It's our Agasu bumper cape, which we haven't seen yet.
Right,
Flippers,
exactly.
though.
Flippers is a nice find. And
Oh,
the mirror shield.
The seat is like incredibly different if you do Uncle's side. Not necessarily better, just like you have the flippers earlier, which changes everything.
And they were all there all the time. So 30 minutes into the seed, we have the best sword, we have the best shield. I mean, we don't really need that shield, but
we don't need the sword either.
Yeah, well, yeah, tempered is nice. If you have at least the tempered. Megawatt still in escape, showing us a new check now. Let's see what we got today there. 50 rupees. And Jam at Hamasaur. Won't have any problem there.
Hammers to the face.
And 2 slashes. And that's it. Crystal number 3. And just 50 rupees.
Megawatt leaving the escape. I imagine map must be in Dark Cross. I don't recall seeing it.
Nah, small key.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So Megawatt's doing now his pot play. Where's he going?
I don't know.
Oh,
he's doing Megawatt.
Super checks.
Oh, he's going to Hobo. Okay. Like he switched to Hammer, like he was gonna go across the bridge.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out why.
I was like,
Oh, this
where
is
do you want to go?
surprising.
Swamp?
I thought Jim was gonna pair all this with the pyramid, but he is not.
Oh, so it's only hobo for him? And goes straight to pot.
Oh, right. Killing Agra 1 puts him on the pyramid. What am I thinking? Duh.
Yeah. Right. First escape, we haven't seen it from Gem yet. And afterwards, definitely he will go to kill Aga and pick up his fire rod.
Oh, there's the map. I understand now.
So I think Jam is Megawatt is a bit behind, but not that much, right?
I mean, he may not even be behind, honestly.
Well, I think the early knowledge of where the fire rod is might be at least a small advantage for Jam.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. But as soon as Megawatt finds the cape here at pot, he will definitely take a look at Lumberjack. That's how I would do it, at least.
Yeah, it's just whenever he makes his way over to the boots checks, I'll do a lumberjack check on the way.
And by the way, since we have the bow for pot, we don't see bottle glitch today. I also like the glitch to see. And it actually saves you a lot of times. You have so many checks to make, although you don't have the bow.
What are you doing in pot without the bow in the first place?
You never know where the bow is.
Surely the game wouldn't make you go to pot without a bow. Megawatt also messing up the pod clip.
Oh, he gives up.
Oh. Megawatt having a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Also no hammer jump, since we don't have the big key, because it's on the right side. And there it is. I think it's a pretty good routing, by the way, by Jam, because he picks up his fire rod. He can do Skullwoods, he can do Thieves Town, he can do boot checks, he can have a look at Bumper Cave. So it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think the concern right now is what does Megawatt do after pot here? because he has some options. I think his most likely next check is going to be just doing the Zora area with Catfish.
Yeah.
Maybe not even with Catfish, because not everybody cares for walking all the way up to just Catfish. But he might start from Village of Outcasts, though, and like do Skullwoods, and then continue east into Catfish, and then the Flipper checks. Which would be best for him, because he would get the Lumberjack check earlier in the route.
And Jam is on his Aga 1 fight. Doesn't have any problems there. It's actually hard to mess up with the with the single one.
Aga, please.
One more, right? I think it's one more. There you go. I still hope a bit that's a pet seed. I really like to see pet seeds. It's still possible, right? Yeah, Chudrotten
Yeah.
you can there.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely though.
And Jam is doing his hover check. And will get rewarded with nothing. I think 20 rupees, 10 euros, something like that.
I don't think Hobo was part of his plan when he first made his way towards Aga 1, but finding the flippers on the way changed things. So nice to see Gem adapting to that find. Hobo, one of those weird, slightly out of the way checks that never feels like it's efficient to do.
And Jam is checking. More flipper checks. Yeah, it makes sense since we have there
this
4
is
checks left.
super surprising.
Yeah.
That he's doing this instead of just going up to Catfish. Like, he was never going to be closer to Catfish than he was at that point right then.
Oh! Titans.
I mean, it's fine, like, as long as Catfish doesn't have anything. And if you're going to skip something, like, Catfish is a pretty good one to skip.
Yeah.
It's just, it seems a little contrary to the way Gem's routed so far. Like, Gem's routed very efficiently, but very thoroughly.
Yeah, and now it's even more isolated, so kinda will be a last location. Maybe the ice rod's there.
The only other opportunity Gem will have to do Catfish is, say, after Graveyard Ledge Kingstown.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, if you only need, like, one more item and you can go do a Crystal Dungeon, like, you wouldn't do it, right? You wouldn't walk over there just for that one check. So this is good. Megawatt headed to Skullwoods here. Like, it's unfortunate because this means he's going to double dip Skullwoods. But he's going to get that check before going all the way east and find out where the Fire Rod is.
Oh, I'm a bit surprised Gem isn't combining Kingstoon with Graveyard Ledge and Catfish. And Jam on his way picking up the Fire Rod.
Yes, confirmed. Gem did not forget about the Fire Rod. There was a possibility he was just killing Aga 1 for fun, and he didn't know about it. But he did remember, you guys. I know you were all
there was
worried
a
about
possibility of about 0% that he will forget it, but he didn't. So, Megawatt still in Skullwoods. Hasn't found an item so far.
Or a small key.
Yeah,
Please?
right. And oh,
Okay, he's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine.
I hate it when it happens that you don't, you don't find a small key there. Just,
Don't think taking the hand was what you wanted to do.
I don't think so. And Jam is falling into Skullwoods. Or not. Right. He hasn't been to Teastown. And Village of Askas as well.
Yeah, he already did the south checks up to digging, so it makes sense here for him to go south first, take care of Village and Thieves, and then make his way north from there. Yes, mirror. Thank you, Megawott.
Yeah.
Did not forgetting to check Lumberjack. Very good move here for Megawott.
And there's your fire rod. Was it a rage slash?
No. The slashing stops your momentum. Like if you're holding down up and you're walking forward and then you hit B, you stop moving up to slash your sword. So like you want to get close to the edge there so you can see what's on the ledge without actually walking on the stairs. So you slash to stop your momentum.
All right. I mean, you can also see it without doing the slash and just taking a look at it.
Yeah, you can just like maneuver like slightly forward too. That works too. The boots will also stop your momentum.
Oh, Megawatt's giving us a new check because Jam has skipped Graveyard Ledge. And I think he's heading after that to Catfish in the Sorrow area.
He definitely does Kingston.
Yeah, right. Speaking of the commentator's point of view, since we've already seen that.
I kind of hope he goes Catfish in the Zora area, just because like we haven't seen Catfish yet.
Yeah, I mean, you're just right there. Why would you skip it?
Well, because it's slow. The same reason you skip anything else, right?
Yeah, but this time you won't.
I think it would have been reasonable for him not to do these checks, because like he could have just walked over here from the pyramid after doing Aga 1, which he has to do anyway.
Oh, Jam has to be careful on down to 2 hearts.
I'm really not worried. He'll be fine, you guys.
Yeah.
It would be like a miraculous death for Megawatt if Jim were to die here.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it more interesting. Now Megawatt also has his Titans.
Jim, he was lit up. You knew he was lit up. What are you doing? Jim thinks he's so good he can just dash through bars that are electrified. I thought it was gonna work for a second, actually. Thought maybe he knew something I didn't. Alright, Jim's showing us his blind skirt. Megawatt did this earlier with a very clean fight. Jim also going to have a clean fight, it looks like.
And doesn't take any damage. If you... Oh, we get to see the Maya chat.
Megawatt, why are you not going to Aga 1?
Maya is Quake. So unless you don't need Quake for Turtle Rock, you don't really want to find that Quake. And the mushroom.
I mean, it's fine that he's doing like Myershed checkerboard. It's just why instead of going to the Fire Rod, which you know you need.
And he's also taking a look at Pendant Desert. Just the map, so no boots locked desert today. Doesn't matter anyway since we have the boots. And Jamison Skullwoods, there is at least one item left, maybe two. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned for Megawatt because this is a very unusual decision to come into Pendant Desert like this. Because the Fire Rod's more than just Skull Woods. The Fire Rod's also Ice Palace. You know, so it's like this, you go kill Aga 1 so you can do 2 crystals, or let's do Pendant Desert first.
Yeah, it's a pretty surprising check actually. And
you know, Cat was suggesting that maybe he feels behind and he's trying to you know, create a difference in routing between him and Gem. I mean, it can definitely pay off. Like, there's no reason that there can't be a required item here. It's just a little unusual, that's all.
Yeah, maybe he feels a bit behind with the late Fire Rod check. But, yeah, let's see. Jam is facing now the Moth. Which will also be a quite easy fight for him.
If Moth would cooperate, jeez. Yeah. There he goes.
Yeah. And the heart container. And his 5th crystal already. So we are just the Ice Rod away and the Terra Rock Medallion away from Gomod, right?
Well, I guess they probably don't need the hookshot. I don't know which of our runners is accomplished at hovering and/or Moldorm bounce, but the hookshot would be logically required to finish the seed for sure.
Ah, you're right. Forgot about that hookshot.
There are many players who can and do hover, but not all of them. So I'm not apprised on exactly who is accomplished at that.
Are these two able to hover?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Ah. So after Gem finds the second item in Skullwoods, I think he's going to... Yeah, he definitely will be going to Ice.
Yeah, ice is definitely the standard play here. And with Icebreaker, it's really, really fast.
Yeah, that's also glitch is pretty nice to see.
And there goes Gem immediately to the palace of freezy things.
Yeah, I think that's the official name, right?
Definitely. So you might have noticed Jim actually cast his flute there. Like he played the flute right before going into the portal. And that was to set up that very first turn. That he was able to kill the Freezor while it was still in the wall, because using the flute outside set up a spooky action from a distance. It changed the altitude variable that affects the fire rod shot. It saves like under 10 frames, but it's free. So like, why not do it?
There's the big key. And Gem going back, hitting the switch, and then going back again to do his Icebreaker. That's also a glitch which pretty important to learn, because it saves so much time here. Of course, you need to have that Samaria.
Super clean. Icebreaker there from Gem.
That was quick.
My icebreakers do not look like that. Gem pulled the tongue. Alright, we need to make fun of him for that later.
Yeah, but you see it so often, it's just perfect example.
Yeah, no, like, you know, for these guys they've been playing the game for so long, like, you always pull the tongue, because the Icebreaker didn't exist for years.
Was it unknown that long, or just wasn't allowed?
Oh no, Icebreaker was found very, very recently. Maybe like a month before it was allowed for rando.
Ah, alright.
Very, very new tech on this very, very old game, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah. 29 years? And Megawott now has his Fire Rod as well, and will go straight to Skullwoods. Or maybe Ice? Let's see. Yeah, Skullwoods it is. Just 10 arrows. I don't think we have an item left on Cold Star, right? Should be a small key.
I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't really matter though, because like he's gonna kill Cold Star anyway, and then we'll just know for sure.
Yeah, of course. Just wanted to know.
Like, I don't know. That's why I have a hard time like counting the items in the dungeons, except in the places where they're likely to like skip a location.
Yeah, there's a small key. What I like so far is that we haven't seen the ice rod yet. I'd like to see its way of the ice rod hunt.
Oh, it's just in TR.
I'm still hoping it's on pad.
Okay, so Gem going after these checks here that Megawatt did before getting his fire rod. So the time that Megawatt spent over here is refunded in that sense. That Gem's also going to spend time here.
And Megawatt kills the moth easily, getting his 5th crystal as well. Oh, not as well. Gem already has 6. Ah, we didn't see the mushroom check yet, right?
I don't believe so. Jim headed back into his portal, so Desert Palace dip, it looks like.
Yeah. And I think after that, it is Darkness Mountain.
Yeah, not many other choices. I mean, he could, like, go Graveyard Ledge into Catfish, I guess, instead of the 15 million checks on Death Mountain, but... You know, I don't judge.
Yeah, I could also do some checks on Swamp, but you don't want to dip.
Yeah, that's also an option, yeah. No, I think you're right. Dark Death Mountain definitely Jim's most likely play.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the hookshot for Hookshot Cave, but at least you can check the first chest and Super Bunny Cave. And Gem will be checking the big chest. Won't find anything there, and we know the last item was on Lemos, but I would be really surprised if he's going to check that one.
Yeah, Lemo's a pretty slow check. Yeah, he's leaving. Bye! See you later! Going to the mountain now.
No, mushroom
Nope,
first.
never mind, mushroom first, and then the mountain.
And the mushroom has just 10 arrows for us. So let's go to the mountain. Jim was the one who checked Spy Cave, right?
Yes.
Alright.
It was just 300 rupees then.
Oh, and we have still an item left in Hera basement.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You gotta love those tide rooms.
I don't think he's gonna do that first, though. Like it's on the way first, but he's not gonna do that first. Megawatt having a little trouble here with this icebreaker. And he got it. Nope. He had it for a second. There it goes.
And Gem also gives us information what the item, what the medallion for Turtle Rock will be. Bombos would be fun, actually.
Alright. Here's what we want to see. We want to see Ether to open TR. But! Yeah, it's right, it's not.
Bombos, yeah.
Oh, it's Bombos. Feels bad, man. It's just the other medallion.
So we need 2 medallions, we have 1, and that's exactly the one we don't need. Oh, there's the ice rod.
How boring! Oh my god. Just on the way, where everyone's gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it's boring. I really like ice rod hunts.
Well, now we get a medallion hunt. Looking for that bombos. Where, oh where could it be? Gem gonna hover. As soon as
Oh,
this
yes.
Bari gets out of the way. There we go.
Get ready, guys. We see some hover action. Give it another try. If you see people, well, we can't play them, it's very difficult. If you see people who are able to do this quite well, you're like, okay, it looks very easy. I just recommend watch a tutorial on YouTube.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gem being forced into her basement here, definitely, I like this check a lot. The mountain was so not helpful. Gotta make it useful. He skipped a check. Wait a minute, is this the other item? It's still hair basement, sorry.
Oh, Chat's
That's
right.
funny.
Why didn't he pick up his shovel?
Oh! Uh-oh.
That's...
He forgot, I guess.
Might have forgotten, yeah. He
I forgot.
I guess.
I forgot. Although my excuse is, I'm not playing the game.
Yeah.
My other excuse is, even if I was playing the game, I wouldn't be at this stage in the tournament. No excuses, Gem. Go get your shovel.
Oh, by the way, we haven't seen the Smith chain yet, right?
Correct. No Smith chain. I think we saw both Graveyard and Catfish from Megawatt, and we haven't seen.
So these are the only overworld checks left. Oh, hookshot.
Shot in her basement. Maybe he'll get his shovel now because he has a lot more cause to go over that way, right? I don't think Gem thought that one all the way through. I'm not sure why he did that. Oh, because if he stepped to the top, he would have bombed. I understand.
It's pretty lucky, by the way, that he finds the hookshot in error and now can do the hookshot cave.
Yeah, it's a nice location for it, for sure. And now he doesn't have to hover. This is way easier than hovering. You just hit Y and the hookshot propels you forward.
There's bombos.
And there is your Go Mode medallion.
And everything's under the doormat.
Wow, he could have saved like 2 minutes if he hovered.
So Go Mode after 1 hour and 5 minutes. That's really quick. And Megawatt's doing the Smith chain, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate here.
Yeah.
Megawatt's just doing what he feels he needs to do to win the game. Just ends up being something else.
Oh, but finds the silvers. That's nice.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the worst thing you could find, but not super helpful.
Yeah, but you can tell now Megawott is behind as he has still to find that hookshot and bombos, and on the other hand he's continuing with this Smith chain. So it looks pretty good for Jam. So Megawatt's checking the purple chest and gets a piece of heart. Anyway, all the remaining progressions on Dark Death Mountain, so...
Oh, I thought he was going to go into Swamp. He may still, actually.
There's the big key.
Oh, Megawatt's going into swamp.
Oh,
Megawatt!
no.
Why?
Oof. Ah, that's bad for Megawatt.
I mean, it's not really the end of the world or anything. Like, even if he didn't go into swamp here and went straight to the progression, he was enough behind that I'd say it was very unlikely for him to take a win over Jim here.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel good to last in anything ever.
Yeah, Jim's routing was close to perfection, I guess. You are always made the right decisions.
And the couple things that Jem did that were less efficient or more gambly didn't bite him, today. So everything kind of worked out.
And Jam's continuing his way. We'll skip Mimic Cave, of course, because there's nothing he really needs. I think this will feel super bad for Megawott if he's doing Swamp without the hookshot and finds out that there's no progression. I think you feel so much behind, right?
Well, I think he feels behind is why he's in here in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, he feels behind that he thinks that this is the only way I even have a chance. And he wasn't wrong. Like, when he goes the moment when he decided to go into swamp, he was behind, and this would be the only way for him to win. The progression was somewhere else. That's all. Rando.
Rando's rando. That's what we like. That's what we hate. Depends on your decisions.
Them, I recommend against dying in Turtle Rock.
But he still has a ferry, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But never mind. It's just the heart. One more that I need, so I'm fine.
Keep showing us some backdoor strats here. Very clean.
Yeah. Oh, that was quick. Very well done by Jam. And now, I guess there's the game we used to play, right?
Yeah.
So...
Something GT, something locations of a certain amount. Go!
Where's the first small key? No, just kidding. Oh, did the bot start? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Get your guesses in chat where will be the big key of GT. What do you think?
Anywhere between 1 and 22.
Whoa, that's a tough call.
Yeah, but that's who I am, I make the tough calls.
Risky. I go with 3, let's see. So we go to Hope Room first. Number 1, Piece of Heart. Number 2, the book.
Oh, that's where it was.
Yeah. don't think we will see the book checks.
It's probably real boring just sitting up at the top of the tower all the time. Agatu needs something to read. Pass time.
And the torch number 3, just the red mare.
AKA Aga1's wardrobe.
Check number 4 is small key. Number 5, 3 bombs. Number 6, another small key, and number 7, 3 bombs.
It's nice of the Stalfos to line up like that. So Megawatt finding out that there was nothing in Swamp, and if he didn't feel behind before, he definitely does now. Going after Landmo, just anything he can to make a change here, because he knows that the standard play would have been to go to the mountain. And when he didn't do that, he knows he's behind if Gem did.
And that's why he's going to desert now.
And this is the point of the scene where Gem wishes he got that boomerang earlier.
And we will now see check number 9, I guess? Yeah, it's 9. Just 3 bombs.
It was a nice strategic loss of sword beams there from Gem.
So, Room, what do you have for us today? Number 10, 20 rupees. 11, there's the big key. Chest 11. Checks another chest to
Why would you open the next one, but not the last one? Alright, whatever.
Congratulations to, oh my gosh, TFL 91. Congratulations for winning the big key guessing game. And all of the others who guessed it as well. I really like to see those runners run through GT because they're so close to perfection. I hope. Yeah, there you go. Of course.
Sword beams make it harder.
Yeah.
Gem does not normally have sword beams at this point because you always lose your sword beams when you do the like the first room, right? Because you walk over the spikes. Gem accidentally bonked into a fairy earlier, and that's why he has sword beams.
And now Megawott in the basement of Harrow will pick up a silk shot. I know when did Jam pick it up? Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, I guess so.
And Easy Lamos 2 fight for Jam. And there you go, the hook shot. And at this point, when you find the hook shot after 1 hour and 17 minutes, you'll be like, oh, I might be behind.
Yeah, Megawott continuing with his avoiding Dark Death Mountain. like it seems weird. Like if you were just looking at Megawatt, like why would you route like that? That's so weird. But when you think about it from the racing perspective, Megawatt knows that Gem did Dark Death Mountain. Like that had to have happened at some point, and he knows that if the progression was there, that it's already over. He already lost, so he's making the decision that gives him the best chance at winning.
Yeah, it's definitely a reasonable call. So. Oh. Oh, that was close for Jam. Yeah, and Jam's facing now Agar 2 won't have any problems. Maybe we see a triple? Or 2 triples?
Very nice triple to start. Triple. A good setup. Oh, but we got a blue ball. Ruined. Ruined!
Oh.
3 cycles still pretty good, I guess. I feel like if Gem was a better player, Aga would not have blue balled him.
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, but the good thing of Megawatt going to Swamp is that we're going to see Diver Down.
Although he pushed the switch or the statue first anyway.
Yeah. So a modified Diver Down.
He muscle memory. He just forgot for a second.
Cannon deals so much damage. But Gem's already in phase 2, so even if he dies, he can also fall several times. It's nearly impossible Megawatt will catch up. Alright, Gem doesn't have the Zelda, so has to go for Winks. It's the second one.
Yeah, 12 spins here with the Butter Sword.
Ah, right, spins.
You can get 3 hits per cycle if he can manage those triples. He missed that one there. It was a little too far. With the silverless slash at the end. For the swag!
Put your GGs in chat for Jam. He's the first one to finish with an official time of 1 hour, 21 minutes and 26 seconds. GG.
GG.
And it's the first win.
Yeah, resounding win there.
Win.
Resounding win for Gem. Megawatt does a forfeit right after. And we are joined by Gem in the commentator's booth. How you doing, Gem? GG?
Yo,
GG, Gem.
thanks.
So it's hard. It's hard for me, Gem, to do these interviews with at this stage of the tournament because you guys are all so good, right? Or hang on, we'll wait for Megawatt to join us. Welcome, Megawatt. GG.
GG, Megawatt.
Sorry it didn't go your way
GG's,
today.
dude.
So as I was saying, it's hard for me as a commentator to do these interviews after because like I can't just sit here and go like, oh Jim, your Cold Stare fight was so good. Oh Jim, your Mothula fight was so good. Oh, your decisions are so good, because everything's so good because you guys are just so good at this game at this point, right? So instead, let's talk about the mistakes you made because that's more fun.
Yeah.
You pulled the tongue during Icebreaker. Come on, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of brain AFK there.
That's all I got. That's the only mistake I saw. Sorry. GG.
Well, if it's the only one that you noticed, then
Well, you didn't
I
get
guess
the
I hit the others pretty well.
you didn't get the double triple on Agatu. You know, I feel like you could have done better on Agatu.
Okay, you know, as long as I don't 6-cycle Agatu, I think I don't make a mistake.
Now you got a blue ball on the second phase. You
From my
couldn't have done
standards.
that. But yeah, no,
Sounds
this
so
the whole seed just like it kind of lined up well for your routing. The check from Lumberjack at the start of the game was definitely a big difference maker. Like it didn't save a whole lot of time by itself, but just the information lets you have a little bit more efficient routing, and you know, like you had a more long-term plan throughout the seed. Where for Megawatt, like this Fire Rod on Lumberjack was like this, oh my god, really? And right after you walk out of Skullwood, it's very frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah, just a little bit. Especially since walking out of Skullwoods, I felt so smart not having checked the big chest, you know? Because I actually paid attention to the keys and the compasses and the maps, and I realized that there was an item and 2 keys left, and I had checked the big
on
chest.
The boss, right?
The last item has to be on Mothula. I felt so smart. Then the Fire Rod was on Lumberjack, and I didn't feel so smart anymore.
Yeah, just you know, the way it worked out, Jim just happened to do the early Lumberjack check, and it happened to be something that didn't block you earlier.
I was just really happy that it wasn't Fire Rod Go mode or like Lamp Go mode for Fire Rod, because then I would have had to do Dark Agger without a lamp. Yeah.
Or the Fire Rod.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. I like to use Ether and just you know, lag my way through the Dark Maze using the frozen cards to know where I am.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So right after you saw the Fire Rod on Lumberjack Megawatt, at that point it seemed like your routing kind of like went and started going in a different direction. You started doing checks that, you know, maybe are less standard. Is that because you started to feel behind with the late Fire Rod check?
I definitely felt behind for that reason, and a few others, like my execution, just started to crumble a bit in the mid-game, just in various places. And then picking up the mitts and Waterfall Fairy, I was like, okay, now I'm suddenly potentially... Well, I've got 1 medallion, so potentially another medallion, but also Hookshot and Ice Rod. And I knew I can't hover, and I know Gem can. So at that point, I realized that if I'm also feeling behind on top of this, keep in mind. So I figured that if DDM/Turtle Rock was the play at that point, then I just outright lose. Right. So I had to go for literally anything but that and hope it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, definitely makes sense from your point of view. I can't argue with that. And honestly, like you were a little behind just from the Fire Rod check, and then Jim having overall very, very good execution. The concerning thing, I think, for me, for Jim's routing was 2 checks that Jim kind of orphaned a little bit, and but you did them. And if the progression had been in those 2 checks, Megawott, you would have had a much better chance this race. But Graveyard Ledge and Catfish, Jim, were you intentionally never doing those?
Kinda. I don't know. I just I could have done them when. Like, they were convenient when I had, like, a bunch of crystal dungeons I could clear. So, it just felt wrong to go there when I was only Ice Rod and potentially a medallion away from Go mode.
Because I remember when you did Hobo, I thought, oh, well, he's surely going to go up to Catfish now, because, like, when else are you going to do Catfish? But you didn't do it. And then when you saved and quit to Sanctuary to, like, go get your Fire Rod, you stayed in the Light World instead of like going to the Dark World first and grabbing everything from there. So I was like, okay, so he's just never going to do Graveyard Ledge either. Oh my god, what if they have progression? But then Megawatt did them for us shortly after, and they were empty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just so much slower to do Graveyard Edge, or like to do the boots checks with Graveyard Edge in the Dark World.
Yeah.
Because you have so many additional mirror transitions and you have to walk all the way from Village of Outcast there, and I don't know, I just don't like it. So I figured I'd just do it this way. And then later route in Graveyard Edge to Catfish if I have to. But there were just so many more dance and crystal checks first that I just wanted to do
For
those.
sure. Yeah, you still had ice and squads at that point.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier, Megawatt, that Gem can't hover, but he didn't today. Gem, were you just having a bad day, or is that how hovering normally goes in Hookshot Cave?
Well, I tend to not do too many attempts there. I don't know. It's just sometimes I have a good hover day and I just get it, and some days I just, well, if I don't quit early, I just waste a bunch of minutes there, and I tend to avoid that nowadays. So I just like try it twice, and then if it fails, then it's just like whatever, move on.
Yeah. You feel more confident with like the Molarm 2 hover because it matters so much more.
Yeah, I mean there it's yeah.
Well, I mean, hovering Hookshot Cave would have saved you a bit of time today.
Yeah, like
but you didn't go that far out of your way to find that hookshot. It was just right over there in Hera.
Yeah, the stupid thing was because I was frustrated with failing the hovers, I forgot about the shovel.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that on the restream. We thought, oh my god, what if that's it? What if that's the answer? But you know, like everything else, Gem not getting punished for anything today, you guys. Just too good.
Yeah, and I also laughed when I saw I never opened the map chest in Hera.
Oh,
I went for the basement and I saw the chest and I was like, oh, oops.
Oh, that
Good thing it didn't matter.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun to see.
Well, at the end of the day, Gem does take the win over Megawatt here for Firaim. We'll give an interview if we win. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a team that does not have Firaim, right?
Yes, that's correct.
He's on the other team.
Yes, but he will give an interview if we win.
Okay.
We confirmed that.
Okay, cool. But it is not over for Megawatt's team. This was only game 1 out of a best of 1, 2,
5.
5.
Yeah.
Counting is hard.
Yeah.
Right.
And the next game will be at 6:10, where Frostbite's facing Korek in an Ambrosia seat. And we have another one left for today. It's Team Kappa versus CLW. It's Gamachu versus Naps. And these are the games for today.
Did you guys have anything else to add before we close it down?
Well, thanks for the comms, thanks for the restream, and thanks to the tracker for tracking. And go Korek in 2 hours. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for giving us such an awesome game performance. And as you mentioned, thanks to our tracker, Star1468. Without you, we would have had a lot of problems. Although we have not the bugnet on the tracker as we found out, but still thank you.
Frostbite's gonna win, by the way. Just for the record.
All right.
I believe in Frostbite.
All right. So any last words, Koi?
Nope. I'm good. Hi. Bye.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. See you later. Bye.
Good night.